it's still churning. So what I'm gonna do, okay, I see live email from YouTube that says we're on YouTube channels. So let's see.
Yep, we there.
What up, y'all? So forget what I was about to say, Quest, because we not about to do none of what I just said. Yeah, we were having a little technical difficulty, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
But Lord bless us, we are here. I don't see it on my personal pages yet, so just give me 1 second, because I don't see it on my
No worries.
current chip. But thank God for the backups.
You know what I'm saying?
We don't like lights going off. That's not acceptable. All right, so 9, maybe that's why it's 9 and not 10, because I don't see my Facebook page, live event details.
Yeah, it's showing up on mine as well.
It's on yours? That's good. Well, I'm not going to really sweat the fact that I can't see it on mine then. Let me look on one of my other Facebook pages to see if it's there, but my personal Facebook, it is not there. Okay, so it's on all my other Facebooks. So the personal one is just not going to happen. I'm going to just monitor this one. What up, y'all? We are up in here, man, and thankful. So, Quest, I'm gonna just go ahead and get this party started.
I'm rocking with you.
So, yeah, do me a favor, Quest.
Mm-hmm.
I just need you to be
quiet on the set.
Peace, y'all. It's your man Dave with my brother Quest, the man bringing you all things marriage, paying you huge dividends on your investment in time with us. We're talking about love, sex, having children, money, spirituality, life, communication, and anything else to help you thrive and win in your relationships. And guess what? This is grown folks' business. So get ready to make grown-up decisions. You know why? Because marriage ain't for suckers. That's the name of the program. Marriage ain't for suckers. All right, let's get into it. Hey, yo, Quest, it's time to give the people something, man. What we talking about today?
What up, what up, what up? Welcome to another edition of the Marriage Ain't for Suckers podcast. It's your boy, Quest, alongside my man, my mellow.
Did you fall asleep?
My mellow, my man. I did not.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, I introduce to some and present to others, L. David Harris.
Get on the mic.
And
What up, Quest?
what's up, man?
Yo, class is in session, but I'm gonna have to do it ominous, man. I ain't got no bell today.
Oh man, if you'd have sent me the bell, we'd have rang that joker.
I don't know what that is, but class is in session. There you go.
I love it. I like that sound. Do that one more time for me. Do it one more time. Oh, that's nice. I like that.
Yeah, I left my laptop at the table. It's not in the studio, so I just kind of have to work what's on the cell phone here today. Let's go.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, turn on that musician thing for me if you didn't do it already.
I just did. Yep.
There you go.
Yep. So, first of all, it's a lovely Thursday. I have one more day, and I ain't going front D. I live for Sabbaths. I love
Sweet
evening. I love when the Sabbath rolls around, because really and truly, it's something that we're supposed to do, but I'm mandated to do it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Take a step back and just be thankful for, you know what I'm saying, the weekend, thankful for the Sabbath. Well, I don't have to think about certain things other than God and his goodness. You know what I'm saying? So I live. I mean, and if you're anything like me, when you go through stuff during the week, you just need a break and you just looking for the light at the end of the tunnel, and Sabbath is just that for me. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. I'm with you, bro.
Yeah. So yeah, we're gonna hop into some stuff today because I got my behind handed to me this week. Holy Ghost handed, he has a way of just showing me, and he waits till difficult and challenging times to show me me. But the good thing about it is that I don't mind the burn because I want the growth, and I know anything worth having, you're gonna have to go through something in order to get it.
That's
So
it.
you already know the routine. As always, how is life on the rock?
Yeah, man, I'm doing well because life is life. Life is life. Life is life. Yeah, we work through the challenges, man, and we eat them and just keep it moving, man. So I'm thankful. I'm still good in the gym situation, which is powerful considering this is our 50th year.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, man, I'm feeling healthy and strong,
I love it.
and that matters to me.
It does. So let's jump into this thing. If I don't know if I necessarily have a topic. I mean, not a topic, but a title for today's convo. Other than, do you recognize the areas in which you need to grow in your marriage?
Do I recognize?
Do you recognize?
You
know,
better recognize. Oh,
For
sorry.
For real.
Sorry.
I mean,
I just kind of jumped out.
It's all right. It's funny because you better recognize, especially when those difficult moments come through, and you got to handle them, or they will definitely handle you.
Yeah, we're not into that.
Oh man, I think the key is not allowing our emotions to respond for us in these difficult and challenging moments. As I've always said, while they are important, they should never be in the decision-making seat. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
And so I shared with you, so I'll share with everybody else, and I'll try to give the concise version. This week, earlier on, what's today, Thursday, maybe about Tuesday, I was in the living room watching TV. It was coming down to the part of the day where Faith calls everybody. Nico and Mason usually walk in the door about 5:30 off the bus. That's usually about the time I cut work off. And so just before they got home, I came downstairs. Faith was in the kitchen cooking, and I just decided to lay on the couch for a little bit, watch a little TV until she was finished, and then go to the table and eat. After we did that, Zoe came in a little bit later from work as well, and I was sitting there. Faith was in the kitchen. Now the boys come in, Zoe comes in. And of course, they all congregate in the same room that I was sitting down, just enjoying, just taking a minute to just dump, if you will, and just release. And I just decided to watch TV in order to do it. I keep turning the TV up because they keep talking and getting louder. And I'm not into fighting. I just want you to know that you see the TV's turning up, like for real. And it's not the first time this has happened. Zoe says out of nowhere, "Daddy, you can't turn the TV down, like, like for real, it's loud."
This is going south.
Quick. So once again, when you hear me give those explanations about how you literally feel a situation long before you get a chance to think about it, this is a prime example. She said it, it hit me. I felt the burn. And I was like, I took the cover, I pushed the cover to the side, the throw, you know what I'm saying? And I start raising up now. Right? And I said to her, the TV is like this because y'all won't shut your mouth. Like for real, if you have other places in the house you can carry on these conversations. She's like, "No, Daddy, you're just turning it up because you're deaf." This is getting worse and worse. I was like, who you talking to? You feel me? Because now I'm about to release now. And praise God for just being in the place, D, where I can think, right? That whole process of it going from the situation happened to your limbic system where your emotions sit to actually thinking. This is a practice thing, right? And I've been practicing it over and over again, and I'm finally in a place now where I can catch myself, because sometimes you don't see it till hindsight.
Lord, be a mute button.
You know what I'm saying? You don't catch yourself until it's all over, said and done. And if you, Dee Dee used to say this all the time. She's like, "Quest, if pitch the tent, I'm going to bring the circus. And she was already pitching the tent, and I was ready to bring the circus. But in the middle of it all, and seeing how I was responding and knowing that I value growth and my vision that I have for my family, where I was going in relation to the vision that I have for my family and what I wanted to accomplish was in two different directions. At that point, I got to abandon ship. In other words, I got to back down, because if I clean it up, I'm going to clean it up, but it's going to be some casualties.
Yeah, that's not acceptable.
No,
it's just not.
It's not. And so with that being said, you know, I backed up off of it, and then I was just like, yeah, you would say that. Right? So she gets up after maybe
That's still a little peppery there, bro.
It's still a little peppery. It's still a little peppery. And I realize it. And I'm like, yo, you stop here. And I wanted to say more, but I was just like, you know what? I sat there and I was just like,
covering your mouth.
Yeah. Because I already know, like, for those who don't know, you listening to me and D. Me and D come from New York. You feel me? Born and raised in Brooklyn, moved to Queens. You know what I'm saying? And then on top of that, we got West Indian blood running through, Jamaican blood specifically running through our veins. That and peace and backing down, like those they don't go together.
There's no reverse gear.
There's none.
6 forward.
6. And when you draw gear, I'm press. That's what we gonna do. Press. Yeah. You feel me? But I also realized that we're Christians.
That's the first thing right there. Just pause.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that takes precedence over any and everything that we do in terms of our decision. I don't care if you came from Brooklyn or straight out of Tivoli Garden.
Irrelevant.
From the time you take on the name and identity Christian, all of that other stuff goes out the door.
When this young bodybuilder keep on pulling on me in the gym, talking about let's box. I'm like, box. Let's not break your clavicles and end your bodybuilding career in here. Because I'm a believer. He thinks he's asking me something simple, and I'm like, bro, stop kicking my cage. Like, just go work out.
Just go and leave me alone. Why are you even talking to me while we in here working out? Like,
yeah, I didn't entertain no discussions with you, but because we're believers, I'm like, I already know where I'm going. He don't know where I'm going. So I'm just like, just ease, man. Like, no, I don't want to do that. Let's go. I want to continue exercise. You could continue exercise. And that's it.
That's it. So it's this same kind of setup. So she gets, a little perturbed, and she ends up going to her room, right? And she pretty much is locked up in her room for pretty much the rest of the evening, because it's already late in the evening. I come upstairs, after all of that, like, for real, my home for me, D, is my sanctum. Drama in my house, I'm not. Yeah, I'll do it outside, I'll do it anywhere else, but my home, nah.
No, it's the castle for a reason. It's a castle. It's a safe space for everybody.
You feel me? And if
except intruders.
Come on. And I already got to deal with stuff with the kids from time to time, and what I'm realizing and what I realized. Right. Well, so let me say this first before I do that. The next day comes, she's locked up in her room. I'm going to my bed and I'm mad. The next morning comes and I wake up and I'm like, all right, I'm over the madness, because you're an idiot if you stay here for too long. Right. So I'm backing down off of it now. However, in backing down off of it, I'm prepared, because I know it's going to be about 2 to 4 days of this silence and her locking up in her room, right? Okay, cool. So I carry about my regular day. I get up, get the boys ready, take them to the bus stop, get in the car, head to the gym. Man, I feel twice as better coming out the gym, because I was like, I went in there. I even took pre-workout that morning. I went in there hype, right? So I went in there, got the workout, and I feel better, because something about being in the gym and just going through your routine, like, it's really is a stress reliever. I come back home. As I'm backing into the driveway and backing into the garage, right? She's coming out the front door, and she has this big wave for me, like, and I wind down my window, and she was like, "Hey, Daddy." I was like, "Hey, Zoe." I'm in shock now, because it's just nothing ever happened.
She not tight. You still confused a little bit, but she not even tight.
I'm confused. So she says, "Hey, I'm off to class. Love you." I see you when I get back.
Yo, is this like totally hidden video? Like, is this candid
Like,
camera?
it
Is
gotta
this
be.
what would you do if? No, it's
But
not.
but here's the funny thing, D. Although the confrontation was short lived, and her locking up in her room and me going to bed mad, her coming out the door and waving, it was over just like that. Less than 24 hours. Less
Mm-hmm.
than 24 hours later. Just like that, it's over. And what I realized is that in that instance, number one, there's a number of different things that went on. Number one, I realized that she taught me that not only am I concerned with growth, but she's concerned with her growth as well.
That's it.
But here's
That's
the funny
it.
thing. Thinking back in retrospect now, I'm looking at the situation and saying to myself, this is who you should have been from the very onset, from the time that she said to you, Daddy, you can't turn the TV down. It's loud, right? You could have kindly explained to her, Zoe, I believe it's unfair for me to sit here, watch TV in my living room, right? Everything that I paid for it all in here. Not that I owe anybody explanations, but I need for you to understand. Because see, that's the thing that we do. We believe that because we pay for everything and we do this and we do that, that we don't owe nobody no explanations. And when you don't owe nobody no explanations, you behave just any old kind of way. But if I'm a parent, a true parent, then I do owe him or her, whatever child, an explanation for the purposes of their understanding. Not because I don't owe nobody nothing. I don't. But I need to teach you through these explanations so that you will understand. That's one thing. Another thing is that I learned, D, and you know this more probably better than I do, that your frontal lobe does not get fully developed until you reach about the age of 25. Zoe
Exactly.
you know what I'm saying? Zoe is 20. So a lot of the times we get caught up in who we are and how we're feeling. We're being selfish, but that's just me.
Okay.
And you thinking about yourself and not thinking about the fact that this child is navigating through the world now. Here's the funny thing, D. I didn't take into consideration that Zoe is transitioning through a difficult season of life of work and school. She's working and going to school, right? And trying to figure out who she is as a young lady. Truth be told, a young woman now moving into the beginning stages of adulthood of her life, right? She can front like she know it all, and she front, but the truth of the matter is she's trying to figure it out. Truth be told, we all trying to figure it out in some way, shape, or form. Imagine what she's trying to do now doing that, and her frontal lobe ain't even fully developed yet.
That's like me trying to put 335 on the rack for bench pressing, and I got 165 abilities.
You see what I'm saying now?
Yeah.
See what I'm saying now? So for me to even expect for her to process the way that I like, for real, and most parents do it too, for me to even think, now I'm putting an unfair expectation on her to be and do something she's not even, doesn't have the ability to do.
Now let me jump in.
Now.
Oh, yeah,
You know
let me jump in as the person that's not there, and I don't have no interest, no vested interest is what I'm trying to say. So the good thing is that because she is growing into adulthood, she has to learn grace. Well, part of the way to learn grace is from those who are already adults. Well, she's an adult, but I mean more mature adults. But there's no pass here except that we love each other on either side. Nobody gets a pass. So the fact that our sister, your daughter, but our baby sis, like, she is growing, means that she has to start to think, wait a minute, how does what I do or not do affect other people? And while she learns, just like we learn, then it hopefully will get better and better and better, and that grace will become part of her second nature, like her lifestyle is gonna be grace and saying, wow, there's certain things that I probably shouldn't even consider saying, much less say, regardless of who. Because really, that little scenario was so tiny, such a little thing. You want to watch TV, you feel like you're there first and it's my house. And then you're trying to listen, and really and truly the conversations, whatever else is happening in the room could happen somewhere else, but you can't really kind of pick that TV up off the wall or wherever you have it in the speakers and take that somewhere else.
But you know what else is the flip side to that, D?
Mm-hmm.
And some people will say, well, why should you have to? It's your house. It's your living room. I could have easily gone upstairs, laid in my bed, and watched TV in my room. Because I was laid out on the couch. And some people will say, why
You could have just
have to?
done that.
It's your house.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
the
okay.
family room is also the family.
That's why it's called family room.
It's not the quest room. It is the place where everybody will meet. You feel
And
me?
even if it were the quest room, those are real live people that you love coming into the quest room.
And when I do that, what I'm saying is that I love the quest room more than I love my family.
Ooh, wait. Yeah, that's.
And even if that's not what I'm saying, that's definitely what I'm non-verbally
Oh,
communicating.
there's no question that's what we communicate when we turn anything into a conflict that's not worthy of conflict. There's no life or death. There's no potential danger. This is a non-essential challenge.
Yeah.
It's literally nothing. But it has so many lessons embedded in it
Yep.
about love and growth and maturity, grace, respect, reconciliation.
Yeah.
You see, so thank God for the opportunity, and thank God for the growth. And yeah, you can't give yourself a pass on if God forbid there's a next one. You can't give yourself a pass to do exactly how it went this time. It has to be better next time.
It has to be better. So here's a couple of things, right? Because I believe that I guess introspection,
Mm-hmm.
Retrospection, I guess, is a part of it as well. But just in thinking about the whole situation, and even I'm still, what's so funny? I'm still processing the whole thing, still chewing on it, and still getting gems even now as we speak.
Mm-hmm.
And I probably will over the next couple of days. And I'm going to sit here and think about it because I want to be able to say that next time that this happens, I'll operate a little bit differently, right? So I'm thinking about the fact that somebody has to be responsible. Somebody has to be the man in its truest definition, in God's definition.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody has to be the father. And somebody has to represent Jesus in the home.
Mm-hmm.
If there's anybody who has the first responsibility to do that, it's me.
100% of the time.
And it's funny because that means that you're going to have to take some stuff. And as you're taking it, and this is the reason why I'm saying that you have to be the fullness of what God's representation of man is. Because a lot of the time we're going to take hits in a way that nobody else in the house take hits. But we have to be, because children don't do what we say, they do what we do. So we're going to have to be in position to respond in a way that communicates love, discipline, of course, but in a way that shows you don't always have to operate in your emotions, and one that they can walk away from the situation like, wow. Because here's the truth of the matter. If she had gotten into this with her mother, like her biological mother, D, it might be a traumatic experience.
Yeah, that's another program.
But if I responded the same way that her mother would have responded, then that makes me no different. And then in her mind, she'd be like, what's the difference? You know what I'm saying? And so here's the funny thing about it, because I know that our time is limited, but I want to bring it towards that whole scenario to the context of marriage. There are these same moments that happen in marriage where the wife say something to the husband and he pop off, or the husband say something to the wife and she pop off. And then from that point forward, it's all about who can outdo each other in the pop off.
Yeah.
Who can say the nastiest thing in the pop off. And when that's going on, who's going to be responsible for initiating the growth that needs to take place? Because what the difficulties and challenges should do is just indicate to you that this is an area that you need to grow in, or introduce you to yourself concerning. Either way, adjustments need to be made. Growth has to take place, because we can't experience the higher levels of freedom in our relationship if we're not responsible enough to handle who we're not right now.
Honesty is key. Growth, the willingness to grow is key. And I'm just thankful that really we're all human beings, whether we're young human beings or not as young human beings. We're all human beings.
Yeah.
I don't give my humanity an excuse to come up short. But at the same time, while I'm growing, and if I do come up short, I embrace that.
Yeah.
I don't act like it's not what it is. And I say, I am human. I have failed. I do not accept it, but I know that it's true. And I embrace the growth opportunity. So that limitation, I will not allow to be a defeating factor.
Yeah.
You see? And that is the blessing of being human in the presence of other humans.
Yeah.
Because nobody is better at our core than anybody else.
Nope.
So we just say thank God for the opportunity to grow. And really, this is not a sickness unto death, bro. It is so small. But I'm thankful that it did not turn into something big.
Here's what
in
else?
A negative way.
Here's the I think one of the most crucial parts is the moment that you refuse to make the adjustments in the middle of those things is because you are focused only on you, what you are thinking, what you're processing, and what you're feeling. In other words, you are being
selfish.
And if you are operating in selfishness, then you are operating in the very spirit of the devil. Because that's where all of this originated from.
And that ain't good.
No, sir.
That ain't good.
No, and I'm realizing too that, my boy said it to me the other day, that when you are in these specific situations, especially in your marital relationship, that the idea of not thinking less of yourself, but thinking of yourself less should be the catalyst behind the decisions when these moments arise.
Yes, sir. Yeah, man. Wrap us up, bro. Wrap us up, man. Give us something good.
I will say this. In the middle of all of this, when I was getting dealt with, and of course thinking about it in hindsight, and I think I put it in the post this morning, when I was like really just thinking, just having it's important for you to have a moment of quietness where you can think and process. You can't think in these situations with the kind of depth that you need to think about them when there's too many distractions. God placed me in a quiet place and I was able to think about it. The first thing that came to mind was Ephesians 4 and verse 32, which basically says, "Be ye kind one to another, tenderhearted, forgiving one another, even as God for Christ's sake hath forgiven you." Just think about that for a moment. Just like, not if you're feeling good, be kind. not if things are going the way that you want to, be ye kind, but in every situation, be ye kind, not to the people outside the house. My man Fonte, big up my man Fonte from Little Brother. They had the last album that Fonte put out. The name was Charity Begins at Home. And that's really what it is. This love begins at home. So no matter what happened yesterday, no matter what was said or what was silent as it relates to your spouse or your children, he's always willing to forgive and show us mercy. That's it. So should we.
Word.
There you have it, y'all. I hope you've enjoyed your time with us. Marriage is about mutual love and mutual respect, and it works for those willing to make it work. Real talk, our spouses are treasured jewels given to us to make life better. And the sooner we learn to value one another will be the sooner we become the absolute best versions of ourselves we can be. Until next time, peace.